Hey everybody, and welcome back to the channel. I'm sorry if I sound a little sleepy. It is 11:20 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and this post was actually made at 11:03 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Now, what's very interesting is I was so tired, I didn't even have my microphone on, so I recorded this video already once, and I'm doing it again now. That's just a little bit of context. If you're curious about what's going on, is that there was a security issue and hacking that occurred during an ALGS event. This is the update from Respawn. They finally made an official post and what they're doing. Let's read it out loud, and then we're going to go through the lore of what I've uncovered the past couple days. And the reason why I haven't updated this video is partly because I haven't been playing Apex Legends, but everything has been speculation, so it's been really hard, to be honest, to understand what in the world is going on, especially when I don't have the expertise to understand quite everything. So let's go and read this. On Sunday, a few professional players' accounts were hacked during the ALGS event. In the comment down below or in the description, I will have the original video there. Gamer and player security are our highest priorities, which is why they paused the competition to address the issue immediately. So they're saying they deployed a first of layered series of updates to protect the Apex Legends player community and create a secure experience for everyone. That's positive. It means I think they solved or found the solution, but I wish that they provided a little context here on what that solution is. Was it RCE? I guess if it's not, then they would probably have to make a bigger update, or maybe for legal purposes they can't. I'm not quite sure here. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little stumped. We're gonna get behind the lore, and maybe it kind of gives us a little more context. And also I'm gonna give you guys some links to other stuff who explain it more eloquently and better than I ever could. But I'm probably going to reinstall Apex. I will install it tomorrow and then start grinding again on ranked. You'll see me again this Sunday on Apex Legends. I'm going to let a little bit of time kind of pass by. Let's take a look here at the other statement. We're still actively working with our partners at EA and Respawn and remain committed to ensuring the security and competitive integrity of Apex Legends tournaments. At this time, we do not anticipate any changes to the Split 1 playoffs. We have more information to share on the Challenger circuit and NA regional finals soon. So stay tuned for that. And they said, appreciate your patience. Now, let's talk about a little bit of lore here. Lore number one. So this one came up. This was for Easy Anti-Cheat. They investigated recent reports of potential RC issues with an Easy Anti-Cheat. At this time, they said they were confident that it's not an RCE vulnerability with an EAC being exploited. So that's Easy Anti-Cheat. That's the anti-cheat that's being used for Apex Legends for context. And so they said they're going to work with their partners. Epic, just for even further context, doubled down on this. They said they investigated the reports of a potential RC issue in Apex Legends, which they confirmed they're unrelated to Easy Anti-Cheat. Just for even more context, Epic Games owns Easy Anti-Cheat, okay? Kind of important to really understand here. They're confident there's no RCE vulnerability, and of course they're going to make the statement because Epic Games owns Easy Anti-Cheat. From my understanding, if I'm wrong, somebody can correct me, but I'm very much sure that they do. And of course they don't want everyone screaming that their games are vulnerable. And plus, it seems like the hacker isn't attacking any other games, so that makes a lot of sense. Now, lore number 3. Pirate Software has been doing a fantastic job of this. I'm going to link his channels and the video down below, is because I'm going to give you a summary here. He has done a more eloquent and fantastic job of understanding the situation because he's an expert in this field. And even though I'm going to try to explain it in my dumb brain layman's terms, I'm going to pretty much give you the summary. We believe, the community, and I think Pirate Software, for what he's saying, I do kind of believe this, that this is server side. There is no proof of RCE yet, but we can't rule it out, right? I really am trying to adopt the mindset that Pirate Software is providing by saying, let's work our way backwards on what they have done, and let's understand what their abilities that they've already displayed so far. Now, Jen Burton and House computers could have been compromised based on what they found on their PCs today on the live stream. So that's a bit of history and a little bit lore there. You can see his full breakdown. I apologize if I screwed any of that up. This is a lot more complex than something that, I mean, I understand it, but I don't want to get it wrong. Okay, so that's why I'm going to link it, but that's a summary of what we're seeing, is that they're not ruling any option out, but at the same time, these are the more likelihood of what is and could be occurring. I think the biggest variable is how the phishing software or ransomware or malware ended up on the machine of Hal and Jen Burton. That's probably one of the biggest things that we're all asking the question of right now. So that's a bit of lore. I use a little bit of the footage overlay just so you see who this individual is. I think they're really smart, very well educated on this topic, and I've been watching them for hours the past couple of days, and I have been learning so much myself. So hopefully you guys can learn a whole lot from it as well. And I mean, Listen, I do content, I do Apex stuff, but I'm not shy to go talk about other creators and the great things that they're doing. So he talked to Mandy, he talked to Hal, and I'm curious if he's going to talk to Jen Burton on this. I don't know if if we circle back to the beginning, if we're going to get a full understanding of what actually happened from Respawn. And I wonder if it's because they can't talk about it publicly because of, well, probably the legal ramifications. And of course, like, I guess like Pirate Software says, it's the fog of war, right? If you deal too much of your hand or talk about everything that you're doing, then that's a problem. I think my concern is that this is one of many layers, so maybe they're still taking precautions to making sure that it's fixed. I hope that this means a step forward for the community, taking care of cheaters. That's me being very naive and very optimistic. You can leave comments and call me stupid and call me dumb about it, but I really would like to make steps forward. I know it's always an ongoing battle against cheaters and hackers in video games. I don't like it. It's brutal. I don't know the solution besides always having to combat it. And as a community, hopefully we can rise up. I think one thing Pirate Software said that I really can get behind, and I love the positivity behind it, is, listen, we all want the same things. The developers, we as a community, you watching this video, people who comment that they're upset, that they're mad, people who are trying to be naive and optimistic like I am. I mean, listen, I'm self-aware. I'm not dumb. But when we review it and we talk about it all together, that we stay hand in hand and we all have the same goal. At the end of the day, we want to enjoy what we do and we all want to be happy about it. Right? The developers are on our side. That's what Pirate Software said. I mean, that's why they're working. Maybe that's why this post was so late. I don't know. Maybe it was hot up and legal. I'm sure there's a lot of other stuff going on behind the scenes. And so I'm trying to get, obviously we got to give everyone benefit of the doubt, but let's try to move forward as a community and try to figure this out. I know there's a lot of people upset. I mean, listen, nobody wants to, it's scary. And, we don't want to fearmonger either. That's why I didn't really say much in my video, because I don't know. I don't understand this stuff. Because I only can do based on the research that I have, and that's why I give you a little bit of lore from Easy Anti-Cheat, from Epic, from what we hear from Pirate Software, who is a lot more educated on this subject, based on what we believe that this hacker has the ability to do. And there was even earlier today where people believed that Destroyer 2009 had the ability to hack, or was taking it on servers, but at the same time, that could have just been Steam maintenance. So I think we'll have to wait a couple more time to see what the full resolution was and what they're publicly going to tell us. I'm sorry for rambling in this video. It is very late, so I'm not gonna lie, I was already about to fall asleep, and then I just got pinged like, hey, this is happening, and here I am. So the plan going forward, I still don't know where certain things are up in the air. I will promise that I'm streaming on Sunday. I do have an emergency trip that I'm flying out to, so I'm unfortunately going to be stepping away for a couple of days, but that's probably good to let this game kind of like sink in. I am reinstalling the game tonight, and I'm going to look at the game, and I have run malware. I did uninstall the game. Maybe it was a little bit overprotective. At the same time, I changed my passwords. I did all that dumb stuff. Whether it's dumb or not, listen, I mean, it's just like better safe than sorry, right? And I waited for this response, and this response means, in my perspective, what it means is that they're confident by telling players to log in. And I don't think that they would do that, fingers crossed, by making people log in unless they knew that it was safe. So, again, I hope that we all move forward together. I assume that this has been a very trying time and stressful for their development team. I mean, just for all of us. I mean, we all want to enjoy Apex Legends. And if you don't, then maybe it's a good time to kind of move away from it. But nonetheless, I'm sorry so much for rambling. Everything's in the link in the description from all the lore and everything we talked about. Thank you guys so much for supporting. I'll see you guys on Sunday stream. I got a lot planned for the channel. I know you're probably asking questions about some other things I may not be able to talk about at this time. Well, whenever I can, hey, I can. Thank you guys. See you guys on the next one. Bye, everybody.